So my thoughts have been on healing again, because it's such an incredible gift that so many people, most people, do not even take the bow off of the gift, off of the package. It's a gift of the Spirit. It tells you that. I think it's Corinthians. It's one of the lower gifts. This is one of the reasons why I don't believe the biblical prophecies from so many prophets, quote unquote prophets, because if they haven't cracked the package on the lower gifts, then they for sure haven't cracked the wrappers on the higher gifts, even though they would love to believe that they have. They would find that it's kind of like Jenga. If they'd pull that lower gift off the bottom of the stack and actually open that package, all those other things, all those other gifts above would come crashing down. They would see them completely different. There's the reason that I've been motivated again. I had a skin tag right here, and it drove me crazy, just because things like that, they just bother me as to why they're there. Because the Passover lamb was without spot, blemish, or broken bone. Jesus was without spot, blemish, or broken bone. You could be happy in your humanness and just take life as it comes. But that's not how I roll. I want to have a body without spot, blemish, or broken bone. I want to become Christ-like. Because the more Christ-like we become, the better our life experience is going to be. And the better our after this life experience will be. And that's what I want. I want a great life experience. I'm living an incredible life experience, but it could always be better. This is just how my brain always has been. Always trying to figure out how to build a better mousetrap type of mentality. So anyway, I went back through my videos and stuff to see when that thing came, and unfortunately most of the time it's pretty covered. But I remember I had a friend that was a nurse, and I was trying to get her to cut the thing off for me. I'm not brave enough to cut it off myself. So I know it hasn't been that long ago since it was there. But all of a sudden, poof, it's gone. And it looks like it came in 2020. I don't remember the months. Between June and July in 2020. So anyway, doesn't really matter. But so we looked up as to what causes those skin tags. And one of the things that caught my eye was hormonal. Well, it wasn't probably more than a month ago. I was trying, and it's still a current thing. I have that typical, well, it's not typical, it's not a huge belly, but it's more than I like. I obviously don't have a weight problem, but that belly that us middle-aged men get, again, I don't like it. So I try to figure out how to fix it. And I know everybody tells me, well, you need to quit eating at McDonald's, you need to quit eating at taco wagons, and you need to quit eating carbs, and you need to blah, blah, blah. Well, I like eating all that stuff. And Jesus said to eat what's set before you. And he also said there's not what goes into your mouth that defiles your body, it's what comes out of your heart. So since I like food and I like removing the stuff that's coming out of my heart, then that's where I go. And so anyway, I discovered that belly fat on men has to do with testosterone. Women and their fat on their butts and their thighs has to do with estrogen. So, our hormones run our bodies. It's not healthy. We're created, our bodies tell us what we need to do to become healthier spiritually. To become healthier spiritually, we become healthier naturally. And so anyway, that really piqued my interest because I'd been working on hormonal stuff. Going clear back to the Garden of Eden, because most of the problems we have can be traced clear back to the Garden of Eden. Generational curses, the Bible tells us they were there forever until we break them. We have to break them though. So that's what I do. I look for them and I break them rather than just thinking, well, I'm old and I'm getting fat and whatever. No, it's not good enough for me. Let's find them. Let's figure out why it's happening. Let's figure out the spiritual problem that's happening. So anyway, I was working on hormonal things and poof, I was not trying to remove this skin tag, but it was a fairly good sized one. Maybe like an 1/8 inch across, stuck out maybe an 1/8 inch. Poof, it's gone. That's the incredible thing. That's the great gift that we have. If we just work on the stuff that's coming out of our heart, then physical problems will just vanish. I'm not a huge one. I do it sometimes on myself. If I've got a physical pain or whatever that's bothering me, something physical that's bothering me, I search for the specific answer as to why. But sometimes the problem that I'm trying to work on isn't the one that clears up. There was another person once, I'll just say this. He had a big old black, obvious, there was no question, it was obvious skin cancer on his earlobe, somewhere's there. And anyway, so I worked with him. I was trying to work with him on a different problem. But I noticed, a couple weeks or so later, that mole was completely gone. It was just pink, pink flesh. And the mole was gone. Well, I wasn't trying to remove the skin cancer. I was trying to remove something else. You cannot fix a spiritual problem and not get a physical healing. Your spirit, your soul, which is your mind, and your body are in complete unison. Your body and your soul, your mind, tell you what needs to change. Way back, our family, this was clear back when I was 18, I really got into iridology. reading the irises, the spots in the irises. And I remember reading a young gal, seeing a mark in a young gal's eyes that said that she had a kidney issue. And I mentioned it to her, and she kind of blew up. Said, I don't have a kidney issue because I had a dye test run. Well, when you're 16, you don't have an eye test or a dye test run on your kidneys if you don't have a kidney problem. God gives us every reason to know. I just learned, there's another gal that I learned of, and she reads toes. I thought I knew of every crazy kind of modality out there, but I'd never heard of that before, reading toes. Your toes tell you where your problems are in your life that need to change. Everything astrology tells us the things in our lives that needs to change. From the moment we were born. The moment we were born with certain traits. We were born with certain things, strengths and weaknesses. We need to look at those weaknesses and fix the weaknesses. Anyway, here I am getting long again. There's your Afterburner wisdom for the day. Remember, change the world. We have to change ourselves. Love you guys. Have a great day. Bye.